So right here we have a lead-based paint hazard. There's clearly paint flaking off the wall onto the surface. This normally happens in instances where there's excess moisture. The same is true for this windowsill. It's flaking, and that means it's a hazard. So let's take care of it right now. So the first thing you want to do is get some gloves, and then get a spray bottle full of soapy water. We're going to use this to clean up the existing hazard. You can also take this opportunity to wet the area you're going to be scraping. The reason why you never want to dry scrape or sand lead-based paint or lead-containing paint is because it will make dust, and that's going to get all over the place. Give the surfaces a generous coating of water. And as usual, we're going to use plenty of paper towels. Remember to clean towards the most contaminated area. So before we encapsulate this paint, we're going to stabilize the surface. We're going to do that by removing any paint that's flaking off, unstable, and is likely to not be a strong base for our next coat. Now that we got this area protected with plastic, let's remove some of this paint. To get the loosest chunks off, let's start by wetting it again and using a paper towel to remove them. The goal here is to ensure that we don't have stuff flying off when we use our scraper. Once we got the really loose stuff off, it's time for more water and some tools. Now that we got our paint scraper tool, we're going to wet the surface again. And this might seem redundant or excessive, but it's most important to keep everything soaking wet. We don't want any dust. I'm not wearing a mask. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't. It just means that I'm doing this one time, and I don't do this all the time, so I'm not always being exposed. And I think this practice is pretty effective. After you've removed all the destabilized paint, it's a great idea to clean up. Do this by rolling up your containment. Take all this safely contained lead-based paint debris and put it into a garbage bag. It's always a good idea at this stage to re-clean the floor. We're going to put more plastic down and then we're going to paint. This is just an interim control, it's not permanent, but what it will do is stop the constant production of lead-based paint chips and the accessibility of lead to you and your family. So now it's time to tape over the surface. There's no more deteriorating paint, and that means that this paint will stick. So if this wasn't just a temporary fix, I would be spackling the underlying surface. But since we're just trying to stop the hazard, we're just trying to cover that lead-based paint and remove any chance for any more dust or debris to flake off the wall. And that's how you stop a lead-based paint hazard in its tracks.